Good morning, Kitchen Witches. Today is Monday, June 8th, and this is your tarot and menu inspiration for the day. My name is Chef Lisa. I am editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine, and this is what we do in the magazine. We use the tarot to menu plan for the magazine, so all of the recipes in the magazine coordinate with or correlate with a card. Whatever we're highlighting that specific quarter, because the magazine comes out quarterly. And the card speaks volumes about all the recipes, all the guidance for kitchen witchery in the magazine. So if you're interested, achefsgrimoire.com, look it up. Right, so let's get on with our inspiration for the day. We're going to shuffle, we're going to pick one card, and that is going to be it. That's going to tell us everything for the day. All right. You know, sometimes I shuffle just casino style, sometimes I just, shuffle just by, shuffling, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Really, how you shuffle doesn't matter. What you're thinking about matters, because that's what the tarot picks up on, is your thoughts, your intention for why you're using the tarot cards in the first place, right? It doesn't matter how you shuffle. So I am thinking about Monday, June 8th, and what our card inspiration is going to be for the collective, for myself, and what wonderful meals I'm going to make. So we're all shuffled. Here we go. Whoops. That one fell out. I'm only taking one. And what better one? The World, a major arcana. And not only a major arcana, the last major arcana. Do you know what this means? This means that we've gone through the journey. We've gone through the journey. We've gotten to that point where there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we've actually kept going, and now we're at the end. But what does an ending mean? An ending means a new beginning, and that's exactly what this card is. So as a major arcana, it is a life lesson. It's values in our life. And as the card of the day, its influence is only affecting today. So you're going to think big. You're going to think about all the things you've achieved to this point. It's June, so we're going to have a lot of graduates coming out of schooling, right? Either moving on to a new grade, or a new institution, so say high school to college, or college to higher learning. But lots of graduations are happening. So that is literally the world and what it means. You've gone through it all. You've met the people. You've made your relationships. You've done all the academics. You've done everything you needed to do to now get that diploma. And that diploma is the world in your hands, right? It's accomplishment. So now what happens? Well, we step out of that institution and into something else. And what is it going to be? Well, that's the world. That's up to you. The world is your oyster. So happy congratulations to all your graduates out there. It's a new life just starting, and that's absolutely fantastic. The other thing, and we could get nitty gritty about this card, but we see this dancer in the center of what looks like a circle. And in this particular deck and depiction, it's a Rider-Waite-Smith version deck. And the artist, of course, is Pamela Coleman Smith. And the way that she and Arthur Waite decided to depict this card is the circle that this dancer is in actually looks like the zero from the Fool. It looks like a zero. It doesn't look like a perfect circle. And what is the Fool? Well, the Fool is the first major arcana. So just by looking at this card, you can see, yes, it's an ending. Yes, it's the world in your hands, but it also brings you right back to zero. It's kind of funny. So that's it, right? The four fixed zodiac signs in each corner are your guides. So they're looking after you and congratulating you for all of your achievements, but are also escorting you to whatever the next thing is. And the dancer has two wands, not just one, two. So two meaning a choice, right? There's always a choice in twos, right? There's one and then there's the other. So this dancer has two, but she's not minding what they're doing, right? I mean, they're obviously manifesting her next thing or their next thing, but at this point in time, all she's worried about or they're worried about is dancing, because it's just a great day to do that. So now, knowing what this card is, knowing how to bring it into our lives by looking around, seeing all of our achievements and being super proud of them, right? No matter how small. It could be you folded laundry today. Woohoo! That's huge. It could be that you're graduating, you know? It could be something major. But yeah, it's the world. So I'm quite excited as a chef to bring this card into the kitchen because it means just that. We are going to go around the world. We're going to experience a whole different different cuisines, but familiar, right? I don't want to bring it bang out of the box and give you something that you can't even find in the grocery stores to make. I'm going to keep it simple, but we are going to bring in different cuisines, and I love that. It really just takes you away from the same old, most people. So for breakfast, I figure, let's go to France. And we have, we can go to France. We can go to, come right back home to America. And we can go to Europe, right? So with the 3 breakfasts that I'm going to propose to you, you can do all 3. So to go to France, we're doing a cheese Danish. Or this could even be Germany. I mean, most European countries make cheese Danish. But have you ever had a French one? It's really delicious because it's made with the puff pastry that is usually made by hand, by scratch. All butter puff pastry, right? Delicious just by itself. And then you're going to add a cheese layer. And that's usually some eggs mixed into cream cheese, or it could be a mascarpone, it could be a ricotta, but cheese inside, right? The layer. And it's easy enough to do at home, right? So you can go to the grocery store, buy the puff pastry, buy the cream cheese, buy the eggs. If you want to put anything on top of it, say fruit layer, you can do that. You roll out your puff pastry, you score it where you want the edges to puff up, but the center to stay kind of flat. And that's where you spread your cheese. And then that goes into the oven, bakes up, puffs up, and gets delicious, right? So cheese pastry, delicious, kind of easy to do. You'll find a recipe online that will suit your needs. If we go back to America and good old, cinnamon rolls, gorgeous. Again, you're working with the dough, and you could buy just a crescent, can of rolls and do your cinnamon rolls that way. You can make your own dough, or you can even buy pie crust. Why not? Any kind of dough is going to give you cinnamon rolls. It's just how they're perceived, right? Are they going to be the puffy ones you pull apart and they kind of flake, or are they going to be more dense? That's up to you, right? And your time that you want. Now it's Sunday, so, it's Monday, so you don't have a lot of time. And any of these recipes, you can go out to eat for. So go to your coffee shop and get a cheese Danish, right? Pretend you're in France. Go to the bakery down the street and get cinnamon rolls, right? You don't have to make them. The last one I want to bring to your attention is a Nutella donut. Now Nutella always reminds me of Europe. I was lucky enough to take a year abroad when I was in college, and I went to England, and we would go whenever we had an opportunity to go to the hostels around Europe and enjoy, right? We were young, we had nothing to worry about. So, but Nutella was always what they'd serve at the hostels. Hot chocolate and Nutella on something. So I'm thinking a donut, right? Nutella donut, delicious. You could do baked donuts, they're easy enough to do, and you can whip them up in no time in your kitchen, pop them in the oven, spread them with Nutella. Or you can go out to a donut shop and get one. But there you go. So we've gone to France, we've gone to Europe, which is France, but France is its own thing. And then there's Europe. And we've come back to America just with breakfast. Moving on to lunch, I'd like to do something Asian. So more specifically Thailand. So we have shrimp rice paper rolls. So you're going to poach your shrimp. You've got rice paper, right? It usually comes in rounds, but it sometimes can come in squares. And you're going to shred up some carrots, some cucumber is nice. You can make a little quick sauce to go with it with either, any Asian condiment by itself, or make it creamy with like a little mayonnaise and sriracha and spread that on the rice paper wrapper. The wrappers need to be soaked for about not even a minute in tepid or lukewarm water until they feel like a handkerchief. And they're more resilient than you think. They won't tear easily, at least, you have to be delicate with them, but not overly delicate. And you put them on a flat surface, and then you can fill them with all the things you want. Now we're looking specifically at shrimp, which is lovely. You can fill it with anything. Just vegetables, fine. And you fill it like you were going to do sushi. So a third of the way up, and then you burrito roll it. So you bring the sides in over the filling, and then you roll, 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 roll. And preferably, if you have forethought, the way you're going to roll, because rice paper wrappers are translucent when they're made. So you want to put whatever's down first, what is going to be presented. So say it's a couple cilantro leaves. Say it is the shrimp. So you see the little shrimp in the roll when it's presented to you face up. So that's just having forethought of how you're building it. But it doesn't matter, because whatever you put in it, if it's just for you, it's going to be delicious, and you can dip it in that sauce. So that's Asian, right? We've gone to Asia now. Now for dinner, I want to bring us back to America, because we are here anyway, right? At least most of us, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm international now. I don't know. So we're going to do a ribeye. We're going to do a grilled ribeye because it's June, and yes, we have the grill. And, if you have an opportunity to light it up when you get home from work, great. If not, a good old cast iron fry pan like the cowboys used to do, terrific. You're going to grill your ribeye. We're going to make a creamed spinach. So once the ribeye comes out of the pan, it's a one-pan meal, guys. Once that comes out of the pan, you're going to saute your spinach, right, until it's semi-dry. So when you pull your spatula through the spinach, there's no wet. And then you're going to add cream. Now with the spinach, you've sauteed some onions, some garlic, all the aromatics, and then you're going to add the cream to it until it's lovely and thick. And that literally is creamed spinach. Now, there's other recipes online that call for a few other things to zhuzh it up. Of course, you're going to season it with sea salt and pepper, yes. But yeah, that's literally it. So ribeye, done. You're waiting for it to rest so you can slice it. and you're going to serve it with the cream spinach. Now, if you want a starch, I would say good old potatoes, right? You can have one baking in the oven, so you have a baked potato to go with it, or you can go over the top, bring a little bit of Europe and France into your meal, and do a duck fat roasted potato. Yes. So I know all of you have duck fat just in your fridge ready to go. If you do, this is the time to use it. You take the duck fat, you melt it on a stovetop in a little baby pot, pour it over the potatoes, into the oven they go, and they roast for 400 for maybe 30 minutes until they're the color you want. You could also do them in the pan after you fried your steaks. You could do them in the pan before you do your cream spinach, because the cream spinach goes together like a snap. And you have a full meal, American-esque. So we've gone around the world, right? We really have. I'm sorry, all the countries I didn't bring your cuisine in, but America has a million cuisines just because we are still the melting pot of the world. So we have a lot of gorgeous, amazing fusion foods here. So just by bringing things back to America, we're already around the world. Europe, we've gone there, and Asia, we've gone there. So we've gone east, west, and everything in between. I hope this really inspires you. I hope that you will find everything today that you know you've worked hard to achieve, and celebrate. Celebrate by nourishing yourself. Nourish those you love with all of your kitchen magic. I'll see you tomorrow.